Hi everyone, we are Group 7 from Monday 10:30 a.m. class. Today we'll be presenting our research on women's safety in ride sharing with a focus on Didi and the solution we propose to improve trust and usage.
Hello everyone. Today I will talk about our research on Didi and the problem we studied. Didi is one of the big service sharing companies in the world, but it has serious problems with passenger safety. Many people do not feel safe, and this makes them lose trust in the service. Safety is what we call a weak problem because it is complex, social, and technical at the same time, and couldn't be solved by only one action. From our survey and interview, we found three main concerns. First, many passengers feel unsafe at night. Second, some read report impropriety behavior from drivers. Third, women especially want to guard sensitive options, such as choice of female driver. This problem also affects the big picture of transport in the cities, social equality, and trust in digital platform. To study this issue, we used both survey and interviews. The survey gave us numbers and partners, while the interview gave us real stories and emotions. We also used chart, statistics, and in-person map to see what people think and feel. Thank you.
For primary research findings on the quantitative side, one key area to look at was the obvious contrast that exists between daytime and nighttime safety perceptions. During daytime hours, we can see that a large majority of respondents agreed and strongly agreed about feeling safe, while it was the complete opposite during the nighttime, where a large majority of the respondents disagree and strongly disagreed about feeling safe during their trips. Another key finding was that over 50% of respondents experience or witness inappropriate driver behavior on Didi, while nearly 40% have agreed or strongly agreed to avoiding Didi due to safety concerns, indicating the fact that this is a prevalent issue rather than a case of isolated incidents. The qualitative responses reveal specific concerning behaviors including sexist remarks, inappropriate personal questions about relationship status and ethnicity, unwelcoming comments about women of specific ethnicities, driver making phone calls during trips, and route deviations without explanation. Finally, one of the most interesting findings was that over 80% of the respondents expressed preference for having the option to always choose a female driver, where they responded with agree and strongly agree, making this one of the most strongly supported safety measures. This preference spans across age groups and usage frequencies, suggesting it addresses a fundamental safety concern rather than a niche preference.
Moving on to the qualitative analysis, we spoke with 15 participants, including both students and working professionals, to understand their experiences with Didi. So, finding one is about perceived safety. As shown in the top left chart, safety perceptions were divided equally. One third felt safe, one third felt unsafe, and one third felt mixed. This highlights that safety is inconsistent but depends on factors like driver behavior, trip timing, and the lack of female driver options. Finding two is about unsafe incidents. We see that 40% of the participants reported unsafe or uncomfortable experiences, such as aggressive driving, invasive personal questions, and even discriminatory remarks, while 60% reported no incident. This incidents explain why many women remain cautious. Findings 3 is about the precautionary behaviors that women take. So the bar chart shows that 80% of the women used at least one precaution, often using multiple measures. The most common ones were trip location sharing, which amounts to 53%, and checking driver ratings, which amounts to 33%. Findings 4 is about the perceptions of DD safety features. Over half of the participants found features like the SOS button and trip sharing to be reassuring, but over a quarter were skeptical about their effectiveness and some even called for upgrades. Findings 5 is about the desired safety changes. Three changes stood out at around 20% each, which are female driven options, stronger verification and monitoring, and direct assistance. Finding 6 is split between two. So finding 6A is about the platform preference. The pie chart shows that preferences were evenly split between Uber and no difference at 47% each, with only one participant preferring Didi, showing the disparity between Didi and Uber. And lastly, finding 6B is about the deciding factors. The bar chart highlights that safety was the single largest deciding factor compared to price, wait time, and service quality, which then confirms that safety outweighs the cost for many women when choosing a rideshare.
In order to remain competitive within the ride-sharing economy of Australia, it is of utmost importance for Didi to directly address their wicked problem of unequal access. The figure shows an empathy map based on interviews, as well as the open-ended questions in the survey. These responses were about women's experiences using Didi's ride-sharing service in Australia. This empathy map organizes the insights into a structured framework that reveals both challenges and positive aspects of women ride-sharing experiences. The findings reveal a complex relationship between affordability, convenience, and safety concerns among women using Didi. While many appreciated the affordable pricing and trip-sharing features, significant safety concerns persisted, specifically around inappropriate driver behavior, lack of female driver options, and insufficient emergency response mechanisms. In the following section, we propose a tailored strategy that directly responds to these challenges and aims to create a safer and more inclusive ride-sharing environment for women in Australia.
Thanks, Long. Here I'm Jones. Now we just present the solution parts. The first solution is the female driver preference systems. The features let the women just want to select a female driver in the applications. For our research, as small as many women told us to note, they will feel more safety with the female driver, exceptly at night times. But now, did have some safety program in the world, but now in the limited in Australia. So working on the generation choice is the standard options. This can address the current gaps, raise safety support, and suitable environments. Got 5 but power women both as impressions as a drivers. Moving to this, our solution is the decorative because in every general choice in our platforms, not just is the imaging tools. So it is precise since its requirements is more technical updates that will update requirements to the target requirements of female drivers, and express is the access cultures supporting both in our service and then global research. That's effective because I'm building to work trust and reduce the cancellation at night compared with the Uber or other applications, give a Didi a real competitive agents strong social impacts. Moving to our timelines, so have 5 projects. Firstly is a pen and different scope around 2 months. Secondly, we just moved from 3 to 4 months. We decide to update with the requirement pens. The third one is we just bring to the agreements of a small pool for female drivers. The fourth one is planning to the into the 3 cities, monitor the applications, and cancellations. So for the final one is the 12 to 24 month, we're scoping to the lesser risk experience requirements offered to the incentives and pushing for the safety reports that we just all is connecting to the algorithm and for the SDG 5.
Let's move on to our second proposed solution, which is the block and favorite featured enabled system. So after every trip, riders get 2 simple controls. Block means the rider will never be matched again with the driver, so a bad experience can't repeat. Favorite gives trusted drivers soft priority when they're nearby and available. Drivers never see who blocked them, and everything is handled privately on the server. This follows a familiar disconnectivity pattern, such as blocking and muting in other apps, which users already understand it, and it reduces repeat exposure. There's also a real-world example. In July this year, Lyft added rider side favorite and block in its safety hub, showing the idea is feasible and low friction at scale. Why this matters for Didi is because giving women more control raises perceived safety, especially at night. That unlocks trips that many currently avoid while cutting repeat pairings with concerning drivers. Overall, it's a lightweight change to dispatch that delivers safer, more confident rides and stronger trust. On this slide, I'll cover evaluation and a quick comparison for our second solution. For creativity, after a write, users' block of favorite choice is saved and used next time. That means their preference sticks and they will feel more in control. For practicality, it's simple to build. The system avoids block drivers and users' favorites a little while still meeting ETA and fairness rules. Driver will not know that they were blocked. For applicability, it works for any city, any fleet, and for on-demand or scheduled rides. It doesn't rely on having lots of female driver because it prevents the same pairing from happening again. For effectiveness, it stops repeat matches after a bad trip and help users ride again with drivers they trust. And for Didi, that should mean fewer complaints, more night trips, and clearer safety signals. Compared to the current, riders go from no control to real deny or allow power. Repeat reads goes to 0 once blocked. Wait times changes only slightly and are managed. And it will align better with SDG 5, 11, and 16. Move on to the timeline. As you can see from this table, in the first 6 to 0 months, we built the core feature, we add block and favorites, release the post-trip prompt and safety hub, and run a pilot into the 3 cities to measure ETA impact, adoption, and repeat incidence trends. From 6 to 12 months, we scale and tune. We expand the pilot, adjust the boost or ETA guardrails, add list management and operations dashboards, and complete localization and privacy checks, aiming for fewer rematches, ETA impact, and also more night trips by women. From 12 months onwards, we will roll out nationally with in-app education, publish quarterly transparency on adoption, ETA or incidents, and keep improving using block clusters, signals, and misuse audits to sustain safety gains and trust.
Our proposed solutions directly support the United Nations SDG. In conclusion, our research confirms that women's